Աշխարհի հեղինակավոր բեմահարթակներում լավագույն գնահատանքի արժանացած Հայաստանի պետական կամերային երգչախումբը Ռոբերտ Մլքեյանի ղեկավարությամբ առաջին անգամ Լոս Անջելեսում առիթ է ընձեռում բարձրաճաշակ երաժշտասերներին վայելելու բարձրակարգ երաժշտություն լավագույն երգիչների մասնակցությամբ։ Հինգշաբթի, մարտի 9-ին, երեկոյան ժամը 7:30-ին Glendale Presbyterian եկեղեցում։ Տոմսերի համար զանգահարել 818 265 0506։
Good evening and welcome to Lights on LA. I'm your host, Louise Gill. As you all know, on March 9th, the National Chamber Choir of Armenia will be in Los Angeles at the Glendale Presbyterian Church at 7:30. Please get your tickets as soon as possible. There's limited seats at 818-265-0506. As we all know, on April 4th, there will be re-elections and campaigning, and you have all received your ballots, I'm sure, in regards to the City of Glendale city elections for council members. I am very honored, I am very proud and humbled that I have with me an invitation that he did not refuse, even though he is very busy campaigning. Former mayor of the City of Glendale, Zareh Sinanyan, currently for re-election, second term, a man who has done a lot for the City of Glendale, and I know, being born in Los Angeles, that what the City of Glendale was and what it is today, it owes a huge part to Zareh Sinanyan. So welcome to my show.
Thank you, Louise. Great to be on your show.
I could wish you the best of luck, but I don't think that you need it, because truly, I think that you will be elected. It will be an honor for you to serve again. You have done exemplary work for the City of Glendale.
Lucian, thank you. I want to thank you for inviting me to the show, first of all, and secondly, greet our residents and our viewers. I do not know that I've been on TV since my announcement, social media announcement, and regarding my decision to run for office. So this is my first appearance. I do want to make a slight correction. The residents have not received their ballots yet. They won't receive the ballots until sometime in the first week of March.
Oh, okay.
They have all received a ballot for a special election being conducted by the county, Los Angeles County, that only includes one ballot measure on it. That's all it is. It's just one ballot measure. And I think that's March 7th is the
right.
voting day for that. So that is not the Glendale municipal election. Glendale municipal election will happen, as you mentioned, on April 4th. It's a very, very important election. By no means is my re-election guaranteed, because it takes votes to get re-elected. So it's important for all of my supporters to come out and vote, because without their votes, there will be no re-election. And in fact, there are many candidates running for Glendale City Council this time around. There are 10 for 3 seats, and each one of them believes that they can and deserve to represent the people of Glendale, and therefore they will all be making their best effort to get elected. And I certainly intend to make mine, and I certainly intend to appeal to the residents and present my record, and hope that I can count on their further support for another 4 years.
I would like to ask you a few questions. First of all, why did you decide to run again?
Well, the first question is probably the ultimate question. I'm running again because there are many things that I have not completed that I intend to work on. I believe the experience I've gained over the last 4 years, the political weight that I've acquired, and the broader vision that comes along with being in office will make it possible for me to do more over the next 4 years. I will point out the fact that I was the one who introduced a ballot measure, which will be on our ballots this time around in the City of Glendale elections, for term limits. So by no means am I sort of hung up on the office, the allure of the office. I want term limits. I want myself to be limited in time as to how much time I can spend on Glendale on City Council, and therefore I'm calling on everyone to vote for the term limits measure, which limits council members to 3 terms of 4 years. I believe 12 years is more than enough for council members to be productive on council. And I mention this again as evidence of the fact that I'm not here in perpetuity. I don't see myself doing this forever, and I just need some additional time to accomplish those goals that I've set for myself, and I believe I can succeed in over the next 4 years.
While taking office, what have been your major roles and contributions that you had for City of Glendale?
My campaign was, I think our motto was transparency and accountability, and in many ways I've been able to achieve those goals, whether it be in the way council meetings are conducted, whether it be in the way staff presents contracts to council for approval, whether it's the atmosphere that I believe I've played a huge role in changing the City of Glendale council meetings, where the residents feel more welcomed, their word is not limited by arbitrary time limitations. I've instituted the concept of city council in your neighborhood, which has now become a tradition. We periodically hold our council meetings in various parts of the city to make sure that our residents, no matter how distant their residence happens to be from City Hall, have the opportunity to attend a council meeting. And those meetings, I believe, have been a resounding success. Work with meetings, which familiarize our residents with the individual departments in the City of Glendale. All these things I've worked on to make sure that our residents feel like there's more accountability by our council members, and my initiative for term limits is part of this process.
Okay.
Some of the challenges that we've dealt with have been fiscal issues, the increasing pension obligations, the need to retain a professional workforce without having to go into debt. Also very important has been the housing situation. On the one hand, there is need to maintain sort of the free market in this city, but at the same time, housing, both rental and ownership, prices are skyrocketing. They're going up almost uncontrollably, and it's been important to strike a balance by increasing low-income housing in the City of Glendale, whether in the form of additional Section 8 vouchers or more affordable units. And to that end, again, in my tenure, when I was mayor, I was able to succeed in bringing another 165 Section 8 vouchers to the City of Glendale. Also, in this time period, we've approved several low-income housing units, and folks need to realize that it's important to make sure there's sufficient low-income housing in an atmosphere where these rents are truly out of control. Truly out of control. We don't want to lose our residents. We want to make sure they stay in Glendale, and it's hard to do. So concentration should be more on job creation of high salaried positions, which is quite doable in the City of Glendale. Another initiative which I've authored has been the tech initiative, building on which is, at some point I realized that Glendale was very rich in high-tech, IT-related companies, but they were all sort of developing and popping up here and there, or leaving or coming to Glendale on their own. There was no coordinated effort by the city to promote this type of, this type of industry and this part of the economy. Well, I said, well, let's do that. Let's find out who's here. What is it that they do? What is it that we can do as a city to promote and facilitate the further development of this industry? And fortunately, we have completed our tech report. We're in the stages of starting to implement those policies that we believe will be beneficial to the City of Glendale.
The most important thing for our viewers, and I hope that you would be able to stress that in Armenian as well, voting is a privilege that we have as U.S. citizens. And it is your voice, and that will be the only way that city council, presidential elections can be heard. So I urge all of you, when you receive your ballots in March and in April 4th, please vote. Everybody thinks that it takes forever or that one vote doesn't make a difference. One vote does make a difference.
Every vote makes a difference. Indeed, please vote. We've seen too many instances where candidates that we would like, every individual may have different favorite candidates, but favorite candidates have lost because of low turnouts and lack of voting. It's easy to become complacent or to think, well, this guy's a shoo-in, or this gal is going to do so well, they don't need my vote. I assure you,
every vote.
Every vote counts. I need every one of your votes. I treasure and cherish every one of your votes. It's very important. Without your votes, nothing can be done. I'll bring an example. And hopefully you have this very fine gentleman on your show very, very soon. But our current state senator, Anthony Portantino, during his first race for La Cañada City Council, lost the elections. He lost the elections by 2 votes.
You're kidding me. 2
votes. So had 3 people voted in his favor, 3 additional persons, he would have won those elections. So every vote counted. I can't stress this point enough, because I know that folks are more excited for whatever reason about the presidential elections and congressional elections, but in reality it's the local elections that make all the difference. That's what matters. Our connection, the local authorities' connection to the residents, is much more direct compared to the president's connection. The president gets elected and he has to deal with Congress, and they make decisions that have a trickle-down effect on us, on our daily lives. But the municipal elections are what happens in your home. It happens.
Very true.
It impacts your homes, your
children,
lifestyles, your children. Therefore, it's actually more important to be more active during municipal elections. Another note is that our impact in national elections is very limited because of the huge number of people voting, especially in the state of California, which is overwhelmingly Democratic. You can cast whatever vote you want. At the end of the day, because of the huge imbalance between Democrats and Republicans, the electoral college votes are going to go to one party, the Democratic Party. Local elections are not like that. Your vote is directly connected to the result. Your vote has a determining effect on the results. So, I mean, if that doesn't stress the importance of your vote and of how important your political position is, I don't know what does.
And of course, it makes a huge difference for everyone to know who their candidates are, what they have done, whether it's re-election, whether it's anybody that's on the ballot, and I'm being extremely honest. Look at the outcome. Look where Glendale has come. I mean, very far. I mean, Glendale was probably not a location. There were very few Armenians back in the day, hardly any Armenians, and now it is mostly Armenians, I believe.
Glendale is a very diverse city, very wealthy in its in its people and where these people come from, their backgrounds. The Armenian community in Glendale is a plurality, so it forms a single largest ethnic community in the city. But I believe it's not most, it's around 40%. That's what the census says. Nevertheless, it's an important place for the Armenian community. I believe most Armenian Americans love Glendale because it's home, and because it's such a fine city, and because of huge contributions that the Armenian community has made to this city over the last 30 years since they've been moving to Glendale and settling here in large numbers. Having said that, of course, this city includes everyone. We are serving the interests of the entire city and care for every resident, whether they vote for us, individually vote for me, or they don't vote for me. That's a very personal choice, but the welfare of the city is important regardless of how any individual votes in the municipal elections. So I think we can make the city better, always better. I mean, if anyone ever says this is the best city and you know, we don't want to change anything.
There's always room for improvement.
Of course there's, I mean, best compared to whom or compared to what? It may be best for an individual, from an individual's point of view, but again, does not mean that we can't always improve on what we have. And that's what we intend to do.
What are your intentions for the next term? What are your goals?
The goal is again to work towards the expansion of the economy in terms of high-paying jobs. One thing that's happened in Glendale is the skyrocketing housing prices and the rents is a reflection not only of a regional phenomenon. You know, Southern California rents are going up very fast all over the place, but also our salaries have not kept up with
the rent.
Housing prices. So the proper way to handle it is to make sure that there's an increase, a commensurate increase in the wages, the salaries in the city. And the way you do that is to promote those policies that bring in high-paying jobs, foster those policies that increase the salaries in Glendale. And the way to do that again is to promote more high-tech, more tech, more IT, and the ancillary industries that go along with it, including manufacturing, which used to be huge in Glendale, but unfortunately over time has diminished. Second part of it is, again, to work with state and federal authorities and my colleagues to make sure that we balance the fast-growing housing prices with sufficient affordable housing. It's very important. Some people make light of it, and some people are scared of that. You know, those words, affordable housing, I think there's nothing to be scared of it. You have to have balance. If you don't, then you're going to have enough pressure for much more drastic measures. And I don't think drastic is a good thing, ever. So we should go slow, we should go steady, we should plan things out, we should plan for the future.
Very true.
And that's how we resolve issues. Continue stressing on transparency in the city of Glendale. Make sure that, again, contracts are not given out without the proper degree of scrutiny, that contracts are actually awarded very responsibly in a very transparent manner. Make sure that our staff understands that at the end of the day, they're public servants and they're accountable to the residents of this city.
Right.
In terms of accountability, again, we have to be vigilant, because the moment you become lax, things tend to spin out of control. So these are issues. I mean, we can go into more detail if we have the time for it.
Currently the council member for the city of Glendale. You're a father, husband, and you belong to so many organizations. You belong to the housing. You have different positions. How do you do it, and what other things could you tell us that you're involved in?
Well, like you said, I've been housing chair for, well, now that's the second year. It's my second year serving as housing chair, not consecutively, but second year over the last 4 years. I was mayor from 2014 through 2015, April to April. I'm currently on the board of what's called the Hollywood Burbank Airport Authority. So I'm the secretary of the Airport Authority. I am currently the vice chairman of Eco Rapid Transit, which is a transit authority through which it is my intent to make sure that Glendale is connected to the rail network, hopefully through light rail. I am also on the Southern California Association of Governments Transportation Committee, and I am the new member of the Metropolitan Water District for Los Angeles. So these are the hats that I wear, and I didn't mention any community organizations that I'm a part of, whether it's the YMCA or many other organizations that I serve on. And it's a pleasure to do so. I do so understanding that I serve the people of Glendale, and my kids are growing up here. I really want my kids to live in a really good place, in a good city where they can build a future. It's very important. I think that's a sort of a vision, a dream that I share with many Glendale residents.
Of course. Our children are our future, and you want the best for them. I don't know how you do it, but you're amazing, and very proud of you. Very honored that you are part of my show and being the first one. Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's my honor. I really appreciate the opportunity. Any chance I get to give an account of my activities to our residents is one that I cherish.
I do want to mention that you do have a kickoff. Could you please tell us
Oh,
that
sure.
everyone is invited?
Our campaign kickoff will take place this Sunday at 1 p.m. at 6600 San Fernando, which is the corner of Western and San Fernando. Obviously an open event. The more people come, the better. We welcome everyone, and hopefully we can kick off a very successful campaign and do some more good for the city of Glendale.
Your vote is needed on April 4th. Vote. It's the most important thing, and it's the greatest thing that we got as U.S. citizens.
Yes, it is.
And of course, the city of Glendale needs good people, and of course, we see the record, and it shows, and it's proof. So thank you, Zareh Sinanyan, very much for being on my show.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. We'll see you on Sunday.
My pleasure.
We welcome you on Sunday from 1 p.m. at 6600 San Fernando. Please be there. It's a kickoff for Zareh Sinanyan. Thank you for watching Lights on LA, and have a very nice evening, and good night.
Աշխարհի հեղինակավոր բեմահարթակներում լավագույն գնահատանքի արժանացած Հայաստանի պետական կամերային երգչախումբը Ռոբերտ Մլքեյանի ղեկավարությամբ առաջին անգամ Լոս Անջելեսում առիթ է ընձեռում բարձրաճաշակ երաժշտասերներին վայելելու բարձրակարգ երաժշտություն լավագույն երգիչների մասնակցությամբ։ 5շաբթի մարտի 9-ին երեկոյան ժամը 7:30-ին Glendale Presbyterian եկեղեցում։ Տոմսերի համար զանգահարել 818 265 0506։
Universal Travel and Tours ճամփորդական այս հզոր հաստատությունը կատարում է վիզաների ձևակերպում եւ առաջարկում